Hi, and welcome to Castanet's Week in Review. I'm Nich Johansen with your top stories from this past week. Police swarmed Kelowna's downtown core Wednesday afternoon after the TD Canada Trust on Ellis Street was robbed. An RCMP helicopter circled downtown while dozens of police officers scoured the area around the bank with the help of police dogs. Shortly after the robbery, police located a suspect not too far away, near Pandosy and Leon. 48-year-old Jason Miles was arrested and charged with robbery and disguising one's face to commit an offense. He remains in custody with a bail hearing scheduled for next week. 6 years after 32-year-old Chris Osman was killed with a hammer on a Rutland sidewalk, his killer was finally sentenced. Stephen Perko, now 27, was convicted of second-degree murder by a jury last spring, and on Friday he was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 11 years. With credit for time served, he'll be eligible for parole in mid-2028.
3 young men collided that night. 3 worlds got changed horribly. For us, for Perko, and for Elric Dick. We can move forward now to start our lives, to start a new journey.
A prolific South Okanagan offender was released from custody this week after pleading guilty to 2 in-custody assaults at the Okanagan Correctional Facility. Afshin Ngani pleaded guilty to the 2017 stabbing of 2 fellow inmates, along with the 2018 assault of a female corrections officer. Ngani was sentenced to a total of 21 months for the 2 convictions, but with credit for time served, he was released. He'd originally been incarcerated after he was charged with the 2017 armed kidnapping that spanned from Okanagan Falls to Princeton. He was acquitted on all 10 charges after one witness fled the country, and another took the stand and said she remembered nothing. The first BC resident contracted the novel coronavirus that originated from China's Wuhan city this week. The man in his 40s travels to China frequently for work, and after experiencing symptoms following his return to Vancouver, he contacted a doctor last Sunday. The man had previously self-isolated himself in his house as a precaution. Late Monday, the BC Centre for Disease Control confirmed it was a case of the virus. The man remains at home, recovering. A 38-year-old Vernon man who went missing on January 24th turned up 5 days later on Vancouver Island. Following Jay Rosenberger's disappearance, his family reached out to the public for help locating him. In her plea for help, his sister said that the search felt like a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. The circumstances of his disappearance remain a mystery, and his family has asked for privacy, only saying that Jay is now safe. That's it for this week's Week in Review. For Castanet News, I'm Nich Johansen.